Welcome to this week's show. This week, we look at politics in the Mount Kenya region. There is heightened political activity in Mount Kenya region. Why? Because President Uhuru Kenyatta's term ends in 2022, according to the Constitution, 2010. So, who is going or who is likely to take over the mantle? That is what we tackle today. With heightened political activity in Mount Kenya, people are asking, Kenyans in Mount Kenya are asking, who is going to be in the race to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta? Or at least, who is going to be the kingpin to negotiate on behalf of the mountain? Now, voters in the larger Mount Kenya continue to coalesce around certain candidates. This time, it is not even clear who is it going to be. In the absence of President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is it going to be? Is it the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, who has been visiting the region for many times since 2013, trying to get an eye of the politics of that? And as it is now, he is actually made a lot of inroads before Corona came, before President Uhuru Kenyatta said Mount Kenya is not ready for politicking. But even then, who among those candidates, among politicians, among serving politicians, among those retired politicians or those who are not in active politics, who may take the mantle from President Uhuru Kenyatta? His actions, President Uhuru Kenyatta's actions, and what is likely to happen is what we look at, and the names which are being thrown around. That is why BBI, I think, in my own analysis, came in. Because from BBI, now we can see certain people starting to strategize, to plan about Mount Kenya, apart, of course, from Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, who has already made inroads. Others within Mount Kenya are now coming up, having meetings to strategize and ensure that they own the block to negotiate on behalf of the mountain. Others elsewhere, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Ali Hassan Joho, Raila Odinga, and everyone else is supporting BBI because the eye is on 2022 and how to survive. The fight, therefore, to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta is, as the Mount Kenya kingpin, after 2022 has become so intense. In fact, in the last 2-3 months, politicians have been meeting to ensure they catch the eye of the president. They mobilize to be on top of things. Just 2 weeks ago, there was a luncheon which was hosted by the National Assembly Speaker, Justin Muturi, who comes from Embu County, at the Nairobi Hotel. This was just described as a normal political lunch, but as analysts, we see it as a plan by big national political names in Mount Kenya to align their interests to take over President Uhuru Kenyatta's mantle in 2022. In that meeting was Agriculture Secretary Peter Munya, CS Peter Munya, National Assembly Leader Amos Kimunya, who comes from Kipipiri, the Peter Kenneth, presidential candidate in 2013, Governors Kiraitu Murungi of Meru, Liki Nyanjui of Nakuru, Nderitu Murithi of Laikipia, Muthoni Njuki of Tharaka Nithi, and Kirinyaga Senator Charles Kibiru. Later, Majority Leader Peter Kimunya met some women leaders in a Nairobi hotel, which was also described as a lunch to congratulate him, but has political ramifications in central Kenya. Now, the presence of Peter Kenneth in these meetings, in many of these meetings, and remember, he is not an elected leader, has caught the eyebrows of many, has caught an eye of many, because he's not in government. So this has made people to ask. We are asking, why is Peter Kenneth having lunches, having meetings, and he is not in government? He does not have any political post for now. Now, If he is together, Peter Kenneth, better known as PK, is meeting with other political leaders to chart the way for Mount Kenya, that shows a place, a special place for PK, because the face of Central Kenya, the person to take over the mantle, must be a potential running mate in the next general election. In fact, some people say even Central Kenya can produce a presidential candidate, but that is neither here nor there, and that is not what we are analyzing. But we know that there is intense lobbying to have Peter Kenneth appointed to the cabinet in the much anticipated reshuffle which President Uhuru Kenyatta was supposed to have done by now. However, that has not happened. It has been shelved, but it may just come. And if we see that PK or Peter Kenneth is elevated, that shows then that PK has a special place or will play a bigger role in national politics in taking over the mantle of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Other allies, Raila Odinga of ODM, Gideon Moyo of KANU, Isaac Ruto of Chama cha Mashinani, and Kalonzo of Musyoka of Wiper, are already coalescing around to give warmth to the president. And so, what is remaining is to see someone from Mount Kenya. Anyway, the ongoing political activities around Mr. Kenneth or Peter Kenneth come in the wake of a declaration by Jubilee, remember very well, Jubilee Vice Chair, David Murathe, that Kenyans should not buy into the political lie that Central Kenya cannot produce another candidate in the general elections of 2022. And that is a poignant statement, because that has happened before. When people thought that Central Kenya this time will not produce a candidate, they actually produce a candidate in the name of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and later the same person became the president. So as to whether Peter Kenneth is one of the likely candidates, that is something we are going to see. But looking at what David Murathe, the vice chair of Jubilee Party, which is the ruling party, said about this, it is that BBI holds the key to the future mathematics of Gema or Mount Kenya, saying that power must be exercised according to the ratio of votes cast for the government. Now, what does that tell us? That Mount Kenya has many votes, and there is no way the politics of Kenya can exclude Mount Kenya. That is a telling statement. Does this refer to PK? Does it refer to Peter Kenneth? And this is very poignant, because PK himself has repeatedly told us that he will not mind serving in any capacity that will see the president achieve his objectives in the country. He actually has said that Mount Kenya is advantaged numerically in terms of votes, and that this coming election will even prove that point further. Remember, in 2013, PK ran under the National Congress Party, Kenya National Congress Party, KNC, and he successfully vied for 2013 general election. However, for PK to succeed Uhuru Kenyatta, if that is going to be the case, he will have to reinvent himself. He will have to work hard. He will have to avoid the gaffes, the political gaffes we have seen him being engaged in, like running for governor for Nairobi and performing not so well, like the political statements he has been making lately, like that one of Corona. So he'll have to engineer himself. But what we know in Kenya, someone can re-engineer himself in a very short political time and make it to the top, so long as the big wigs in Mount Kenya, led by President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, give him political support. then he will be home and dry. However, this, in the next 6 months, we should be able to see whether politicians, leaders in Mount Kenya will come up with a strategy to ensure Peter Kenneth becomes the person, or indeed any other candidate, and be sold to other parts of the country. However, this still remains in the hands, in the political hands of one, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Two, that will also depend on how the Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto, will play his game, because he has high stakes in what happens in Mount Kenya. For now, we shall leave it there. Until next time, bye from here.